Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This video might seem like me criticizing Neil Druckmann because I, just like the majority of consumers, didn't like The Last of Us Part 2. I don't like talking about people but rather about decisions and the end product, which is the game in this instance. However, the insane amount of Neil's distorted ego and how bad it affected the game left me no choice. I think his inflated ego and the toxicity of some people who work with or are associated with him and Naughty Dog just proves that when you get your personal shit into a game, it will become bad. Especially for a game like The Last of Us that had a clear narrative or story that worked well, and someone just ruined it and tried to force things that totally go against everything in the original game. And so I found striking similarities between Neil Druckmann and Kamoshida, a fictional character from Persona 5, another very successful exclusive for PlayStation. For those of you who don't know, Kamoshida is a teacher in a school who does a lot of bad things and controls his students and uses violence. He is a volleyball team coach that wins national awards, and because he is so successful, very few people in the school dare to go against him. It is the same with Druckmann. He is surely a talented game maker, but the heavy crunch that he imposes on his employees looks a lot like Kamoshida's violence against students and the very harsh training they get in order to become national champions of volleyball. It is no wonder why 75% of devs who worked in Uncharted 4 left Naughty Dog after the game finished. Jason Schreier reported on that back in March of this year when he was still working for Kotaku. One dev told him, quote, "This game is really good, but at a huge cost to the people." And another quote said, "They try to take care of you, providing food, encouragement to go take breaks, but for the most part, the implication is get the job done at all costs." The article is very extensive and worth reading, so I think you should check it out for more testimonies and description of the work environment in Naughty Dog. Going back to Kamoshida, we see him in a castle claiming that it is his and that he will do whatever he wants. That's pretty much the vibe with this working environment for Naughty Dog. You have to work a lot and you can't question anything or take breaks because everyone will blame you, even if indirectly. This further consolidates with one piece of art you find in The Last of Us 2, depicting someone very similar, if not Druckmann himself, and portraying him as a king, also an evil man. Druckmann himself changed his profile picture in Twitter as that card that you find. Kamoshida's castle in Persona 5 is filled with small monsters and some mini-bosses. Those mini-bosses are, in my comparison, just like some of the toxic employees and people involved in the making of The Last of Us Part 2 and even some journals. And one of those who work with Naughty Dog even called people who reviewed the game negatively as bots, Russian bots. You see how rude they are and how triggered. There are even comparisons between Neil Druckmann and a character who inserts a figurative banana into Abby. First, I wasn't interested in talking about that, but when I remembered how he made Ellie as a little girl in The Last of Us 1 DLC, he made her kiss another girl. This made me question what this person really thinks about and what he actually wants. There is also Sony's hypocrisy of what to ban and what to ignore. They allowed this explicit scene in The Last of Us Part 2 and they censor titties. Go figure. Another analogy is that Sony is like the school principal in Persona 5. The school principal knows that Kamoshida is bad, but still protects him for the company's interests. In fact, Kamoshida tries to expel students that dared to go against him and expose him. The same goes with Naughty Dog and Sony. They DMCA YouTubers and Twitter accounts for memes about the game. They can't handle criticism and they try to silence the fans and people who didn't like the narrative. They think our opinions are irrelevant if they don't align with what they believe. I really wished I wouldn't have to make such a video calling out someone on a personal level, but they left me no choice. Naughty Dog didn't respect us and ruined a great game with one of the worst stories in the video game history, and they attacked us for not liking this very pathetic story and pathetic, unrealistically muscular antagonist that they forced us to play with, and they try to make us sympathize with the bad guys in the game. Now you pretty much know how I thought of this comparison and why I thought of it. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe for more, share it with your friends, tell your opinions down below in the comment section. I will talk to you again soon. Have a good one.